military program. We're waiting for the last coat to dry before we head off to catch the train going to downtown Portland. I just want to put out there for the record, like, this is pretty tough. Like, I knew it was going to be tough, but it's pretty tough to like figure out how to create value, like, out of nothing. Like, how do you bring value to the marketplace, or how do you make yourself valuable? You know, I used to think all you needed was like a certificate from school or something, you know, and that would like kind of represent your value, and you'd be able to get pretty far in life. And it turns out that's just not even close. Like, is it valuable? Yeah, but like in the big scheme of things, like if you had $1,000, you know, how valuable is a certificate? It's probably like 10 cents. So it's like there's so much more you have to do to become valuable. And that's the hard part, is constantly telling yourself, you know, you could do better, or like, you know, that went great, congratulating yourself, but then like not celebrating too long, because then ego starts to creep in. You know, like constantly evaluating, like if your time is being spent well, so that you can make the best decisions possible. But not being like obsessive, but always calibrating yourself, you know, and that's really tough, because, you know, relaxation and complacency and comfort, they all kind of want to creep in at any moment like a weed, and get you to like stop working on yourself, or stop, you know, improving, or stop, you know, go ahead and just think like you're great, you know, and like you don't need to do anything else, you're great. And yeah, it gets really tough. It gets really tough. I thought maybe 4 prototypes ago that was going to be enough. And it turns out it just wasn't. I don't know. Maybe what I'm working on is an entire waste of time. I'm not sure. I mean, all I know is when I look around at the results are getting better metrically, so that's good. But I think I'm not getting the results that I'm looking for in specific categories, like finances. But I'm starting to understand that you have to get results in all the other categories first before you can reach certain categories that you really want. You know, like finances, or more freedom, or the ability to kind of do what you want, like all those kind of things. So that's where like discipline and consistency start to kick in, you know? And just like sticking with it, constantly like recalibrating and changing as needed, but sticking with it. And that gets hard. It gets really hard. Yeah, so I just wanted to put that down. Maybe sometime in the future my boys will watch this, and they'll give them like just an idea of, you know, what their father is working towards, and you know, his perspective on work. You know, like always keep working, always try your best. Don't be afraid to fail. When you fail, like fail forward and like pick yourself up and evaluate it and see like what could you have done better? What would have prevented that failure? Like, don't look at the failure as a definition of who you are. Look at it as just something that didn't work. You know, just one way that didn't work. And there's most likely parts of it that did work. And you just got to figure out what those parts are and then try again. And eventually you'll knock it out. So, yeah. Motivationally, like for me, family is huge. You know, it's just, I'm doing it for so many big reasons. You know, I'm doing it for health. I'm doing it for family. I'm doing it for personal, like, satisfaction in regards to like I found that happiness is an internal thing, so you got to do the things that make you happy. So why sign up for a job for 10 hours a day, your entire life, 10 hours a day, and you not like the job? I mean, granted, you got to work some of those jobs to get to where you want to go. Like, that's just the nature of how how it works. But while working those crappy jobs you don't like, work towards the job you do love. And then one day you'll wake up and you'll be doing that the whole time for that 10 hours, right? That block of time. And it'll be worth it, because from that moment on, you'll always be happy in those moments when you have to do work. So then you have this interesting combination of work and play in life. And it's like, if you're happy with your work, then you're probably going to be pretty happy with your play too, which means you just become a happy person. So, because it's internally driven, like it's pulled from within. So, like, but it's this constant balance when you're in the process of that transformation, that you got to be consistent and disciplined, because it is rough during that change, and it takes time and patience. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll give everybody an update later. Just wanted to kind of like give a little tidbit of how it's going. It's going well. Prototype's going great. The speech is kicking my butt. Yeah, let everybody know how the week goes. It's gonna be a good week though. Figure out.